History fans and time travelers, welcome back. Today we're exploring history's most famous characters' unseen tales. What are former celebrities doing now? Prepare to learn about the remarkable lives of people who overcame the odds and lived long. Join me as we explore the lives of these exceptional beings who continue to affect our world long after history has changed. As we uncover their hidden legacies, we'll be fascinated, inspired, and maybe envious. Grab your magnifying lens and join me on this exciting trip. Rachel Schofield, 1976. Studies in modern European languages, Rachel Catherine Schofield, an English journalist and news presenter, is multilingual. She began working for the BBC in 1999, and in 2020 she co-hosted Jeremy Vine alongside the guy. But it was as his spouse. To the general election in 2001, the pair got together and they were married the following year. Therefore, you need not go anymore to find out who the unfortunate individual in 2021 was to have to deal with a throng of unwelcome anti-vax protesters who were engaged with Jeremy Vine. Michael J. Fox, 1961. Actor Michael J. Fox will always be recognized for his role in the cult classic Back to the Future series. But because of his part in the Family Ties television series, he was well known when he acted in the franchise's first film. His roles in Teen Wolf, The Frighteners, and Spin City were also noteworthy. Fox disclosed to the world his diagnosis of Parkinson's disease in the late 1990s. Later on, he established the Michael J. Fox Foundation to aid in the search for a treatment for the ailment. He officially retired in 2020 due to speech and memory problems that he had been experiencing in previous years. Michael Learned, 1939. With her outstanding portrayal in the television series The Waltons, actress Michael Learned captured the hearts of many. 3 Primetime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series were given to her over her career for her outstanding performance as Olivia Walton in the program. Discovered had received the prize for her portrayal in the television series Nurse for the 4th and last time. She had an alcohol addiction in her 30s, but she ultimately overcame it and adopted a better way of living. According to reports, Learned will appear in the forthcoming series Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. Jamie Farr, 1934. While attending Pasadena Playhouse, Jamie Farr was seen by a Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer talent scout. Although he made his professional debut in The Blackboard Jungle in 1955, his performance in the MASH TV stands out as his most memorable part. The now 86-year-old Farr didn't lock any doors to his acting career over the years, although he did become less active than he was in his peak. He still plays a few parts. From 2018 to 2019, he was a member of the Cool Kids. Dana Delany, 1956. Dana Delany realized from an early age that she wanted to be an actress. In fact, she started acting in theater after graduation and later had small parts in a few TV series. She received praise for her performance in the Broadway production of A Life, but her breakthrough role came in Nicholas Cage's Blood Moon. Delany's big break came in 1988 when she was cast as Nurse Colleen McMurphy in the popular sitcom China Beach. She has since spent decades in Hollywood, appearing in films such as A Beautiful Life, Tombstone, Desperate Housewives, and A Time to Remember. Leonard Whiting, 1950. When Leonard Whiting would attend church and school, he realized he had a flair for acting. He then turned into a dedicated young vocalist who participated in plays and won a talent competition. When he got to appear in the Romeo and Juliet film in 1968, it was his big break. Whiting kept performing as he grew older, earning handsome sums of money from voice acting. In the 1990s, he provided voice acting for the Dreamstone television series. By the 2000s, Whiting had ceased his career. However, he briefly reappeared in 2015 thanks to his part in the film Social Suicide. Bob Eubanks, 1938. At 83, successful game show presenter Bob Eubanks is still going strong. He is most known for hosting the Newlywed Game, as most of you would know. He hosted the successful relaunch of Card Sharks in the 1980s, when the program saw significant popularity. In addition to being a proud winner of the Lifetime Achievement Emmy Award, he has his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He has been blissfully to Deborah James, a wedding organizer, since 2004. Although he isn't presenting a game show today, he will be featured in the upcoming documentary Backstage with Bob. Willie Mays, 1931. Having begun his baseball career with the Birmingham Black Barons in the late 1940s, Willie Mays was selected by the New York San Francisco Giants after graduating from high school. After winning the Rookie of the Year award and the National League MVP shortly after his trade to the New York Mets in 1972, he quickly became well known. He played for the Mets for almost a year before announcing his retirement. Since he is unable to do too many physical activities, Mays now spends the most days sleeping at home. Due to glaucoma, he hasn't been able to play golf or drive since 2005. Ruth Buzzi, 1936. Ruth Buzzi's talent to make people laugh was evident in her performances on the Steve Allen Comedy Hour and the Gary Moore Show. But she wasn't really acknowledged for her comic skills until she made appearances on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Perhaps her most remembered portrayal was that of Gladys, the spinster. Although Gladys' was amusing in and of itself, Buzzi did a fantastic job portraying the character. For her role on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, she was nominated for a Golden Globe. However, once the show concluded in 1973, she pursued other endeavors. She is now looking forward to 1 Month Out, her next film to premiere. George Hamilton, 1939. Even though George Hamilton is in his 80s, he still seems to be the same endearing man with a captivating grin when you look at pictures of him. He began his acting career in the 1950s and is best remembered for his parts in The Godfather Part 3 and Crime and Punishment, USA. He was well known for his dapper appearance and habit of tanning. Hamilton may still star in new movies or television series now since he hasn't lost any weight over the years. His IMDb website states that he will be appearing in the forthcoming movie All Terrain. James Spader, 1960. Although real fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe would not recognize James Spader's face right away, they would know that he provided the voice for Ultron, the villain. Having been in Stargate and The Mannequin, he has been a busy performer for decades. In addition, Spader starred in the prominent part in the television series The Practice. He subsequently won several awards for his work in the spin-off Boston Legal. He's now watching the most recent season of The Blacklist, so retirement planning isn't his top concern just yet. Al Pacino, 1940. Al Pacino has been a household name in the Hollywood industry. Although he had a noteworthy debut in The Panic in Needle Park, it was his portrayal in the Godfather flicks that catapulted him into celebrity. He continued to provide outstanding performances in Serpico and Scent of a Woman. He is widely recognized for his work on Chinese Coffee and Looking for Richard behind the camera. Pacino will be starring in the next movie, House of Gucci, so he won't be going anywhere anytime soon. In addition, he stars in and produces King Lear. Tippi Hedren, 1930. Tippi Hedren began her career as a model. However, her true identity was revealed when she was featured in the magazines Glamour and Life. Later, she made the decision to try her luck in Hollywood as well, and she earned a Golden Globe for her breakout role in The Birds. Hedren has starred in movies such as Citizen Ruth, Marnie, and I Heart Huckabees. She still gets to perform sometimes, but she doesn't take on as many projects as she used to. According to her IMDb website, she's selected to feature in the upcoming film Unforgettable. Diana Ross, 1944. The Supremes were one of the most popular female groups in history after becoming a huge hit in the 1960s. Diana Ross was the leader of this R&B and soul combo. With the release of successful albums like Mahogany and Diana Ross, Ross has emerged as one of the greatest R&B icons in the United States since the Supremes broke up in 1970. She has received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, a Golden Globe, and 7 American Music Awards. If you believe she is retired, you should reconsider. She is now preparing for her Thank You album tour in 2021. The trip is expected to take place in 2022. Susan Dey, 1952. This stunning actress starred in TV shows including L.A. Law and The Partridge Family. She has been off-screen and out of the public eye since 2004 after retiring from acting. However, she accomplished enough during her busiest time, which spanned the 1970s to 1990s, to go down in Hollywood history as a legend. Despite having only 1 Golden Globe in her collection, she has had 6 nominations for the honor. She has also submitted 3 Emmy Award nominations. What does she do now that she is retired? She is reportedly currently content living in New York with her husband. Shirley MacLaine, 1934. You have undoubtedly seen her face someplace, even if you don't know her name. One may refer to Shirley MacLaine as a Hollywood veteran. Over the course of her 7-decade playing career, MacLaine had delighted us with roles in films such as Steel Magnolias, The Little Mermaid, and Around the World in 80 Days. You may have noticed that she portrays oddball, obstinate female roles rather often. She has won an Oscar, 5 Golden Globes, and a BAFTA award, and an Oscar thanks to that conception, apparently. With one of the parts in her 3 future films, including the eagerly awaited American Dreamer, she very well may win another prize. Richard Dean Anderson, 1950. When Richard Dean Anderson joined General Hospital in the 1970s, people began to notice him. His major break came when he was chosen to play the main character in the television series MacGyver. Most people became familiar with him by the 1990s from his role on Stargate SG-1. The 71-year-old Anderson may have carried on performing for many more years, but it seems he would have enjoyed a more sedate existence. Since making an appearance on an episode of Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23 in 2013, he hasn't done any acting work. His current residences are in Vancouver, northern Minnesota, and Los Angeles, according to sources. Elton John, 1947. Elton John was among the first celebrities to publicly criticize rapper DaBaby for his regrettable remarks on HIV. DaBaby is said to be homophobic. That's Elton John for you. Always willing to take on new challenges, always presentable, and always looking amazing. John has amassed a fantastic career over the years, recording over 30 albums and selling over 300 million of them. He is perhaps one of the most well-known live performers in the world. Even though he is over 74 years old, he still exudes the charm and intelligence of his younger self. Gladys Knight, 1944. Gladys Knight was endowed with an amazing voice, and she became known as the Empress of Soul after causing quite a stir in the music industry. Her popular tunes, such as That's What Friends Are For and Midnight Train to Georgia, may be familiar to many of you. Gladys Knight and the Pips, her group, won 3 more Grammy Awards in addition to the 4 she received as a solo artist. Through various possibilities, such as her 2019 appearance on The Masked Singer, Knight is able to increase her net worth. Willie Nelson, 1933. Willie Nelson has never been one to adhere to the rules as they are. To be honest, the biggest factor in his rise to prominence was his willingness to challenge the conventional wisdom in the country music industry. With albums like Redhead Stranger, Shotgun Willie, and Stardust, he ventured into the rebellious genre of outlaw country. His career has been daring, as he has co-authored many books and performed as an actor. As one of the few living music icons, he continues to advocate for marijuana while maintaining his own viewpoint. That's Life. Nelson's studio album was released in 2021. Howard Stern, 1954. At 67 years old, Howard Stern is still one of the most well-known radio broadcasters worldwide. After accepting a $500 million contract renewal from SiriusXM, he solidified his status as the world's wealthiest radio DJ. Prior to receiving the offer of a contract extension in December of last year, he was thinking about retiring. He now receives an annual salary of $100 million in addition to a 2-month leave of absence. Stern will not be back on the radio until September 2021. He began his vacation in June 2021. Given that he is one of the most sought-after radio personalities, it is understandable that his followers were disappointed by his trip. Laura San Giacomo, 1962. Even though Laura San Giacomo is 58 years old, her appearance has not changed since her TV debut. If you watch the CBS series NCIS, you will be familiar with her. In 2019, she departed from the series. Her resume does not end with NCIS, however. She is also known for playing the character Maya Gallo in the television series Just Shoot Me. She has also appeared in films such as Pretty Woman in her early career. Outside of the camera, she enjoys playing the piano, gymnastics, and golf, among other sports. She is also an expert multitasker. Her most recent appearance was in Violet, a 2021 film. Tim Matheson, 1947. Actor Tim Matheson originally gained notoriety for his role in National Lampoon's Animal House. When he joined the cast of The West Wing, he went on to become even more well-known. He received 2 Primetime Emmy Award nominations for his work in the series. Matheson earned money from voice acting in addition to his on-screen career. In the television series Jonny Quest, he played the principal voice actor. He hasn't given up on acting yet, and his most recent appearance on screen came in a 2021 episode of This Is Us. Mark Labbett, 1965. Mark Labbett was referred to as the Beast with love due to his intimidating physical appearance. He had a broad build and stood 6'7" tall. He makes headlines in 2021 after dropping an incredible 112 pounds. After divorcing his wife, he is now single once again, and maybe this fresh start will lessen the heartache. Labbett seems even younger than he did a few years ago, even with all that shredded weight. In addition, he has many academic degrees, including an Oxford MA and legal certificate. He continued to pursue his love of quizzing, however, and has made appearances on a number of British TV shows, making him a well-known figure.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon